Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi, everyone. Oh, there you go. I'm in. Hi, everyone. My name is Ronald. Uh, Perhaps you guys see me. I'm in one of the videos of Cliff. Anyway, I'm here in sunny California, USA. I'm actually at work right now. Currently, I'm working here as a direct care professional. What I do basically is I take care of people with special needs. I actually have my vacuum with me because I need to be making sure that I'm with my clients. Anyway, but this, you see, that's how it shows that how much I love TP family, because even though I'm actually working, when I have free time in the background, when I'm doing work that doesn't require my full attention, I listen to us. I listen to the broadcast because literally TP family is like a full wealth of wisdom. Everybody here is awesome. Cliff, the wisdom that he's giving Cliff is awesome. So welcome. Anyway, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And today, actually, I've known Cliff for almost 1 year now. And today I have the honor to lead us all into declarations. So in our website, we have this declaration. I don't know if you can see it right now, but yeah, there you go. So we have our declarations. And now, before I say something about declaration, a little something about me. For those of you who don't know, I used to be an actor back in the Philippines. And in the Philippines, or when you're acting, if you ever work in any professional field, huh? Okay, you will. See, that's why I'm working. All right, buddy. Okay. So anyway, go back. So in the Philippines, I am an actor, and whenever you hit um the role, or when you start filming in camera or wherever, like, the director says start, you have to be ready. Like literally, you have to be ready, and you have to be in your best, whether you're sleepy, you're tired, you're hungry, and all that stuff. Um, because number one, it costs money to film, and then number two, the film itself is very expensive. So one of the ways that I found personally in my career to be always ready is by declaring internally. So I find a small room, and then I say to myself, I can do this. I can make this. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And whether I'm tired that day or I'm sleepy, when I go on set, it just becomes, perfect. It just becomes awesome. And the many ways I've tried to figure it out, there's only one thing that I can, like, goes back. Why? It's because the Bible says the words have power. Speaking is powerful. Remember, God said, God spoke, and also faith comes by hearing. So when I declare something, I hear it, and it goes to.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
There you go. I am so sorry about that. I think when my Ray-Bans fell. Anyway, so like I was telling, declarations are very important, and it's a double-edged sword. When you find yourself personally, you're complaining, you're muttering, your whole day becomes bad. So in order to combat that, I just say good things that God has told me, and it becomes awesome. So today I have the honor to lead us into declaration. In the Cliff Cheqona page, we have these declarations, and this changes every day. So if you're in a space that's private, or I mean wherever, you can just say this out loud, and I'm gonna do it 3 times for today, June 27th. Ready? I will not be ruled by what people think of my money. I do not perform wealth. I build it quietly and let it speak loudly. I will not be ruled by what people think of my money. I do not perform wealth. I build it quietly and let it speak loudly. I will not be ruled by what people think of my money. I do not perform wealth. I build it quietly and let it speak loudly. Woo! All right. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. It's gonna be an awesome day. There's gonna be a blessing to hear the wisdom that God has given Cliff and everybody, the TP family. Again, this is Ronald, and I'm gonna give it back to Shells. Guys, have a wonderful day. Rock and roll it.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix
everyone. Good evening. That was super amazing from you, Ronald. You did amazing. From the beginning, I was a bit confused, but then you really landed well. It was great. Declaration, like giving the explanation of when you were acting and then you are not having like the best days, and then you just take a moment to yourself and then you declare the words to, bring you back to that moment of going on set, and then you get that was such a great example. I really love that example, and I hope everyone understood what he said, because it does say in the Bible that declaring words is powerful. Like what you say with your tongue is quite powerful. So it's best to always declare good words, impactful words upon your life, like what we just declared right now with Ronald. So I hope everyone took something from it, took the practices from it, and let's just get into today's welcome message. But as most of you already know, my name is Tennessee Shells, and if this is your first time here, hello, hi. Wherever you tuning in from, whether you are in Kenya, Ghana, Uganda, US, UK, anywhere that you are in the world, put in the live chat so that I'm able to see where everyone is tuning in from. And I also want to thank everyone for joining us today. It's such a great privilege to have you with us all the time. Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time, you guys are always here to receive the message from Cliff, and that's very amazing. Thank you for putting the effort for yourself to always show up on time to watch us and be blessed by the word that we have prepared for you today. Okay. And if you are watching the replay of this exact TP Masterclass, this is our 72 episode. So if you are watching this from the beginning to the end, put replay in the comments so that we'll be able to know that you were here and you were watching from the beginning, which was from Ronald's declaration, till the end, as when we stop the streaming. Okay. So if this is your first time here, I want to take a moment to tell you exactly what this space is about, because most people tend to misunderstand it. Because if you're here for the first time, you're probably wondering what exactly that we do here, and don't worry about it, I'm about to explain it to you. So you can even put in the comment section or the live chat that this is your first time here, so that I'll be able to go like, oh, hello, welcome to the Trading Psychology Masterclass. That's what it basically means. TP Masterclass basically means trading psychology. And trading psychology, simply put, is the study of the traders' minds, their emotions, their behavior, that all consist of the psychology aspect of trading. And to tell you exactly what this means for you is, when you come into this space, when you come here to on the TP Masterclass during the live session, you're not exactly coming here to learn a strategy or to get entry signals or to learn about chart patterns or about market predictions. We don't do that here. We do, but not during the TP Masterclass. We do during, let's say, a boot camp or like a special session that you have with Cliff, or if you are part of a mentorship program with Cliff, that's when we do those other stuff. But when it comes to the TP Masterclass during the live session, it's solely for trading psychology. And sometimes we also do introduce the edge segment, which will be coming on maybe in the coming weeks. But yeah, so that's when we introduce those type of things. But right now we just study the trader's mind, their emotions, and their behavior. And what this exactly means for you is everything that Cliff teaches in this room falls into one of the three categories. And I want you to listen very carefully when it comes to how your experience would be every time you tune into a live session for the TP Masterclass. First, you'll find the knowledge, and the knowledge will help you arrive at the self-awareness. which will help you learn the language patterns for what you have been living with, but you never could tell what exactly those things are. Like, for example, if you are someone that is consistently revenge trading, but you don't know the triggers that lets you revenge trade, you're more likely to find that answer here, because you come into a self-awareness of the information and the knowledge and the wisdom that you receive from this platform. And the second thing that you'll find here is the tools. We have practical tools that will be able to help you with self-regulation. It will help you manage your emotions, your impulses, your decisions when you are trading on the financial market, because I do understand that trading on the financial market can be very challenging at times. So we have tools that will help you self-regulate if you are having troubles with your emotions. And the last thing on the list is we will help you stack on your belief system. It will involve knowing your personality, the habits that you are usually, um, basically your habits, because habits in this world is what makes us who we are. If you have a lot of good habits, then you're more likely to be at a point in your life where you go like, yes, like I can tell I'm here because of my habits. And there are some other habits that you don't know exactly why you do them, but you just do them. So Cliff used to say, you're not wired, you're not a bad person, you are just wired. So yeah, so that's another thing that we also learned from last week's, um during the perception series. He did mention about distorted mirror, and then self-perception and the foundation of perception. So if you also missed that series, we do have a playlist on YouTube that you can just go on there, and then you were able to click on the playlist and you'll see it right there, perception series. Just recap yourself. If you even joined from the live session, you can always go back to watch as many times as you possibly want. And another thing I want to remind everyone is that please do keep this space and the comment section very respectful, because we do work really hard to always make sure that we are delivering this live session for everyone to join without having the feel of being limited. So make sure that you are keeping the comments very respectful. If you have questions, please feel free to put it in the live chat, and we'll always get back to you at the end of the session. So you have to stay till the end of the session, and then we do like a small Q&A. It's usually not long, but Cliff do take his time to answer as many questions as he can. So make sure that you are keeping the space very respectful, and no negativity is allowed. If you do put anything in the live chat that we do not agree with, we will quietly remove you from the stream. It's not anything personal, it's just what we have built and we want to protect it. So now that, as I was saying before, we have now concluded on the perception series, where we focus on the power of perception, self-perception, distorted self-image, which falls under the distorted mirror, and how these shape our decisions, our behavior, our results. Where Cliff also provided practical psychological tools to help traders overcome limiting beliefs and develop a healthier and stronger identity. Okay, so that's what the perception will help you with. So while that has come to an end, we will be beginning a new topic today. You have to wait till when Cliff comes on to know the topic of today's session. So make sure that you do not miss it from the beginning when he comes on, and because I would hate that for you to miss out on what the topic is for today. But before we begin this new chapter or this new topic, let's look at the recap from last week, where we concluded on the perception series. So stay tuned. If you missed it, this is your chance to grasp an understanding of what it all was about during the concluding session. So let's watch the recap.
Identity is so powerful that when you create an image around that, it will control your life. Because the way that you will focus on something is all that you will see. So the original container, which is the bottle of you, poverty was not part of the content. Depression was never part of the content. The things that were supposed to be part of you is profitability. That is what your container was designed to host. But because these things have a resemblance of the source of the content type, it can fill the container and it will look like the container. And that is what we call the image that has been distorted. So if you leave yourself there and say, hey, I will cast out this distorted image, yeah, good for you. But when it goes, what is going to be filled in there? You need to be intentional about what goes in. Change what you consume. Put in the original content. Put in the original image. Yes, there is a distortion in your mirror, but it's not permanent. Now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Whatever that you are doing, whether you are intentional about it or not, your brain has the ability to take a new form. Identity.
It is very true. Your brain has the ability to take on a new form. So make sure that you watch the perception series. It will really help you if you suffer with your identity, because I do understand most retail traders do have some problems with identity. So that series will really help you to come to an understanding, self-awareness of you. Okay, now we're just going to get into the spotlight of the month. There's a spotlight of the month where someone wins our monthly prize. So I'm ready to see who the spotlight of the month is. Oh, Nelson. Hello, Nelson. I recognize your name. I'm very happy that you won the spotlight of the month, because I always see your comments on most of our videos. So congratulations to you, Nelson Williams. Very happy for you. Yay. Can we post some fire emojis or like congratulations to Nelson in the live chat? Yeah, let's celebrate Nelson, because I know most of you always see Nelson on our live stream. So yeah, congratulations, Nelson. I'm very happy for you today for winning the spotlight of the month. So let's get into the testimonials of today.
Hi everyone, this is Joel Jerome Nsubuga Jerome from Uganda. My mindset now has changed about trading, because the time Cliff was like, does it really have to be trading? And I really felt that all the way I've been really attached to trading, and I'm like, it is either trading, all trading, it must be, yeah. But now it's like I have to be open-minded, but not to give up on my trading journey. I have really learned a lot. I can sleep recording and talking. Big up from Uganda, and hope to see you, my fellow TP family members, on the profitable side.
That was amazing, Joel. I'm very happy that you are learning so much from the TP Masterclass, and you are looking forward to more transformation in your life when it comes to your virtual trading journey. Okay, is there any more testimonies that I can read out? Yes, there is. So this person says, thanks, Mr. Cliff. I'm blessed. I've learned a lot. May God increase you in knowledge and wisdom. Amen. Thank you very much. And then we have, thank you for your teachings. The identity, beliefs, and the self-perception series are the ultimate guide for any trader foundation. For months, I've been struggling with giving profit back to the market. After watching this series over and over again with my self-reflection, I came to realize I had a scarcity mindset. Every time I missed my setup, I felt devastated. Childhood programming, seeing my family struggled just to eat. My mind wants to take every opportunity, but my identity as a person is of a great person. but the content inside is the problem. Childhood programming. And I was ignorant trying to bypass that. I will go up, come back to the exact point I started. Then my ignorant head will say every trader has struggles. The Coca-Cola example explains everything. Thank you and God bless you. Amen. Thank you for your testimony. And the next one says, true, everything you've been teaching in the master classes, I have also seen it in this video where they teach and explain energy and human psychology. I'm a proud mentee, my mentor. Amazing. And the last one says, Mr. Cliff, you have actually opened my mind since I started listening to you on Spotify. Thank God for you. Amazing. I'm glad that you gave your testimony from Spotify. That also reminds me, guys, we also have a channel on Spotify for all the masterclass that we have here on YouTube. So if you are not able to watch the video over and over again, you can definitely go on Spotify and then you just put in Coach Cheqona and then you will see the playlist of all the TP masterclass that we've had so far. But that is enough from me. Now we're just going to get into the TP masterclass for today, where Cliff will be sharing a lot with you guys. So make sure that you are staying tuned. Go grab your notebook, your journal, your pencil, your anything that you use to take notes with. Go grab that right now and come join us and take notes and be self-aware. And yeah, so stay tuned for more, and thank you very much, everyone.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Now that you guys are sitting here, I am not teaching you. You are using me to learn you, because psychology is not what I teach you. It's what you learn about you. As a trader, your mindset plays an important role. Because when your brain is exhausted, your emotions will spike. If your emotions spike, your decisions will swift. It's a law. In trading, the person that is able to say I'm wrong quickly is the one that makes the money. I'm wrong. Cut it. Don't even think twice. Cut it. But you see, that is where those four guys that I explained to you, the dopamine guy, and then the amygdala guy, you need to shut them down immediately. And how do you do that? You don't beat a thought by thinking. If you think with these guys, you will fail. When you don't counterattack.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Are you ready? I am ready. Are you ready?
All right, thank you so much. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, kindly just drop some number ones in the chat for me, please. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, kindly just drop some number ones in the chat for me so that I can know that you can hear me. Thank you. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came before me. They are doing an incredible job trying to keep up with what we call culture. You see, you cannot be able to build something to be sustained without having a culture. And in order for you to be able to build a culture, there must be a selfless behavior in that community. And so in this community, as much as many people will see the name Cliff Cheqona, those things are just branding purposes and for the sake of being able to find a structure in there. But this is not just a Cliff Cheqona vision. It is not just a Cliff Cheqona vision. It is our vision. And so I just want to say thank you to Ronald, an amazing individual. I want to say thank you to Shells for always holding the beginning of the session with you guys. So I'm super happy and grateful at this moment right now that each and every single person is here with us today. So drop some number ones in the chat, for me. Just drop some number ones in the chat for me. If you are here for the very first time, welcome to TP Masterclass. Even though the majority of the people that you will find here are traders, entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, this is a whole entire transformation and psychology masterclass. So the goal is to really let people become who they are meant to become at the end of each segment. I want to I will welcome you guys all, and I will say thank you so much. Thank you all for something. There are many people that will tell me they got recommended by their friends to our YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you also to ChatGPT, because apparently ChatGPT has also been recommending our page to mostly traders. Hopefully that AI can hear me, because now they say that when you are speaking, these computers can hear you. So let me just also say, ChatGPT, thank you before it log us out. But anyways, so it has been amazing year so far. And I'm saying this to come to the point of, if this is your first time being here, let me quickly explain something to you so that you will be able to understand exactly what this is. So I've been a trader for 14 plus years. This year is my 14 years. And being in this space for 14 years, one of the things that you guys will see me moving and stretching my body a little bit. Forgive me for that body posture, is because I'm having some small pains, but of course nothing will stop us from having this masterclass. And so let me apologize in advance so you don't go like, this guy, is he normal? It's like he moves his body so that you don't go and tell your people. For those who this is your first time, that is not how I stand. I can stand very well by the grace of God, but unfortunately something I've not been really very, very, very well for the past days, but by the grace of God, by his stripes, we are healed. And so if you see me moving in a way and twitching a little bit in terms of my back, it is because I'm trying to basically have the right composure, right? So sorry about that for just today, by the grace of God. So what I was saying was, if this is your first time that you are being here, I've been a trader in this industry called the financial market for 14 plus years. This year is my 14 years. And throughout being in that space, I realized that from 2012 to 2015, that things were not working for me. It got nothing to do with strategy or whatever or not. It was everything to do with my mindset. Because the strategy, I could trade, I could analyze, I could do whatever or not. So I did not understand why I was still sabotaging my stops. And so that was what led me into learning about myself and becoming self-aware and the psychology of a human being. And then also using my science background to really understand deeper and deeper exactly why human beings sabotage themselves, especially in the space of the financial market. And so I realized I have read many books talking about Steinberger's book, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. You can name it all, The Disciplined Trader, all of that, and so on and so forth. But I came to realize something, that all these books are great. The only issue is they are just the technical side of psychology, but not necessarily the deeper side of psychology, which involves the transformation of the person behind the strategy. So if you pick up, let's say, someone like Mark Douglas, his thesis was that, you need to think in probabilities. If you're able to think well, if you're able to risk well, eventually the mindset will take care of itself. And then many people will follow it. They risk well, they do well, but they end up sabotaging what they got. That one now is no more about risk management. And I came to find out that it goes beyond just those conversations. That was what led me to even write my first book, You Are Not a Trader Yet. And TP Masterclass started a year. I think by the end of this year will be our 2 years. And it came as an instruction by the grace of God. And again, if you hear me using God a lot, it's because we are unapologetic about the name of Jesus on this channel. We are traders, we are businessmen, but we don't apologize for prophesying the name of Jesus. So you must as well just get comfortable with that. The reason why I'm very confident in speaking in this way is because, living in Dubai, one thing I've realized is if it is time for prayers, they don't go like, oh, this is Dubai more, and they may be Christians, atheists. They don't care about that. They just sound the alarm. Whether you are Muslim or not, you will pray. And so here as well, it is our domain, and what we believe in, our conviction must be sounded. Does that make sense? So that is the reason why we are not pushing Jesus on you, but it is very important you understand also from the context that this is our belief system, and in our world, this is what we push. So during the time that I was writing the book, my goal was to make people understand the context. And what is TP Masterclass? It being a trading psychology masterclass as part of the most of the topic, but we also talk about transformation and the psychological aspect of humans almost all the time. Now, it started as an inspiration that I heard in my spirit, start something like this. So that was how I started this. And there was no team in the beginning. It was just me, Shells, and then I think one gentleman who is behind the scenes, but you guys have not met him before. And then that was it, my wife and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, it was just us. And we started this whole entire initiative, and we have done it back to back. And now currently speaking, we have a whole team, producer who is handling every single thing now. And we have done this, and this is our 70th plus episode. And it is not just anything random. They are just sequential, structured body of knowledge that can be able to transform you. Now, why am I telling you this? When you go through the videos, you will start to see that, but we are traders. Why are we talking about identity vacuum? We are traders. Why are we doing self-perception series? We are traders. Why are we talking about topics like, emotional intelligence, topics like this and that, belief system? Why? I thought trading was about zones and patterns. Yes, it is true. But you should know by now that I'm not talking to the trader. I'm talking to the person behind the trading. So that is our belief system. And the person behind the trading, whether you like it or not, your trading life and your actual life mirrors each other. Your business life and your actual life mirrors each other. Your marriage and your actual personality and your actual life mirrors each other. That is our belief system. So the name of the community that you are in now watching this masterclass from is called TP Family, a transformation and an individual who wants to understand their mindset family. And I want you to hear me this clearly. If you are from Africa, specifically now concerned, we come from a nation where I come from, Ghana to be precise. And many of you listening to me here, you are probably from Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, and so on and so forth. You could tell that Africa has a deficiency of pioneership. So what I mean by that is there are no systems of blueprints that you can use to study a lot of things. And so everybody now becomes successful, and the first thing they want to do is to show people they have made money and so on and so forth. But for us, it's not like that. Our goal genuinely is to really build infrastructures that can be able to help people And we are starting from this masterclass as a part of our contribution to the African community, to the Ghana society, to the Nigerian society, to know that a man can transform their mind. So if you are a trader, you are a businessman, you are welcome. The information you'll be learning from here could genuinely really transform you in a way that you can never imagine. So if this is your first time, welcome to TP Masterclass. Cliff, why is it that every single Saturday you are explaining this thing? Hasn't people gotten it yet? They may have heard me, but to understand it takes repetition and conviction. And this is one thing many of you need to understand, that it takes time, it takes clarity, and it takes consistent practice in order for somebody to get an understanding in an area. So these are the reasons why I keep on repeating this and repeating this and repeating this in a way so that many people can be able to understand the context of this information. So if you understand here, now let me welcome you guys from where you are tuning in from so that we can take it up from there. Solomon, can we bring up some couple of few names up on the screen? Let me know kindly right now where you are tuning in from. If this is your first time, put first time so that I will be able to welcome you as well. Nigeria in the house. Thank you so much, guys. Nigeria in the house. Kenya in the house. So we have Kenya in the house. Ghana in the house. Oh, Ghana in the house. Ghanaians, are you ready for today? Let me be a little bit biased. As a Ghanaian, I'm very, very proud. Keep Nema on the screen for me a little bit. But if we will come back, we will start from Nema again. But then all the Ghanaians drop some Ghana flags in the comment section. My God. The same way that Ghanaians have gotten the grace to defend, may that same grace speak for you and defend your destiny in the name of Jesus. Ghanaians, are you here? Ghana flag in the chat. All right, Neema, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can call it a slip of tongue. Father, we thank you. Thank you so much, Father. We thank you so much for this masterclass that we are about to have. We give you all the praise. We give you all the honor. Father, we thank you that as people are about to learn and receive today, I pray that, Father, let there be a dimension of transformation in their life. May anyone who have spent time coming here, leaving all their busy schedule to be here, God, may they not waste their time. May they truly be transformed. May they truly be transformed in the name of Jesus Christ. In Jesus' matchless name we have prayed. Amen. All right, guys, today we are learning something very powerful. I am still teaching in the line of what we are learning as I promised, but I am going to basically be a little bit biased for a few reasons, because as I was preparing my topic, please, if you know anybody who needs to be in this masterclass, kindly let them know that we are live. Whether they are traders, whatever, let them know that we are live. I want to show you guys something quickly. So today we're going to be learning something, but you need to understand where we are now based on everything that we have been learning. You see, when this year started, we started something very powerful, because as being a trader, I've come to realize one thing and one thing only, that even if you give somebody the perfect strategy in the world, I can assure you, it will not create a perfect portfolio. Because a perfect strategy is not about the strategy itself. It is about the hand, the strategy, the hand that is holding the strategy. And so we started this year with series, multiple series. The first one we started this year was what we call the identity series. Okay, I'm not going to be able to sort of check the chat comment section. So Solomon, try your best to always bring their messages up on the screen for me. If you guys don't mind, can you do me a favor? Can you look onto the screen and see, you can see this clearly? Can you guys see it? If somebody comments yes, even if it's one person, that would be great. And Solomon, you bring it up so that I can see it, so I don't have to be going back and forth on the laptop. Can you guys see this here? Is it clear? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So we started this year with what we call the identity series. The purpose of this was for you to understand that whether you are a trader, a businessman, a married man, whatever that you are, your decision making comes from a portal, and that container is your identity. And so we spent time talking about what really identity was, and that was when we had the advantage to be able to bring PK Forsen onto our identity series. And it was an amazing time as well, spending time with him, talking about identity. So if you were here in the beginning, you will know that the identity series, the goal was to let you know that you as an individual, you are a container. And as that container is when we spend time talking about all the things in between this. So we spoke about beliefs, which is in the container. We spoke about personality, which is in the container. And then we spoke about habits, which is in the container. And then we spoke about behavior, which is also in the container. Then we said all these things is what is below here is your results. So this series was for all those who are wondering why they keep on sabotaging themselves. For all those who say, Cliff, I have learned the strategy. I have done this, I have done that, but my results is still not what I'm looking for. It is because your decision making will always pass through these logic. That whatever that is within you is what you will pour out. So I gave an example and I said, if you pick up an orange and you squeeze an orange, no matter how hard you squeeze the orange, the only thing that will come out is an orange juice. And that is the same way your identity is. The only time that your identity is revealed is when you are under pressure. When you are under pressure. So anytime that you are under pressure is when your identity is revealed. And when your identity is revealed, all these things inside that container is what leads to your results. So you make money on Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you give it back to the market by Friday. That was not a trading problem. That was a belief, personality, habits, and behavior showing you the results that is already in you. And then do you know why it shows like that? Because trading is an arena full of pressure. So when the pressure mount up to you, your life pressure, your trading pressure, family pressure, when they squeeze you, they now reflect in your trading. So let's say, for example, your life is here and then your trading is here. Both of them are mirroring each other because these things are the same thing that controls this and controls that. If you understand now, drop some number ones in the chat for me. Then we spoke we spoke about our next series, and that was the belief series. Now, the reason why we spoke about the belief series is not only so that your belief system will grow. The reason why we spoke about the belief series is because at the end of the day, if you don't believe that you can be able to change, if you don't believe you can be able to get results, if you don't believe you can be able to go forward, if you don't believe that you can become a profitable trader, there is nothing anybody can do for you. At the end of the day, especially the Bible says something very powerful. The Bible says, these signs shall follow those who believe. So if I want to know what is following you, if I want to know what you believe, I need to look at what is following you. It's as simple as ABCD. And so whatever that you believe is what will follow you. Now watch this. As I told you in the beginning, identity is what? Your container. Now the identity is the things I said you believe about who you are. So if you are somebody that you grew up in an environment that nobody trusts you, that you can ever make the right decision, for your rest of your life, you will see yourself as the person you cannot trust, or you cannot trust anybody. Trust is not necessary. That is the identity you have as a container. Now, the job of your belief is to create scenarios in your head. So that should tell you already that in the bracket, we will put thoughts here. So your beliefs, they are basically a bunch of thoughts that has been in your mind for so long that you have accepted that has now become your belief system. So now your the job of your belief system is to create something that will support your identity. So let's say if you are somebody that you cannot trust, or people did not trust you, your belief system will say, in this current world that we live in, nobody can be trusted. So your belief system now will now support your identity. Then now when you now go into the public, While somebody is saying, oh my God, you look beautiful, your belief system is saying that person is lying. So therefore, don't smile, don't be happy, reject it. And you'll be like, oh yeah, no, come on. What beauty? Because at the end of the day, the moment that you start to believe that person, it will fight this. Please keep this analogies I'm making it in your mind for me. Then your personality is going to keep on repeating, then it will become your behavior. You'll become your habit. Your habit is nothing but your mindset creating a system to make sure you don't use the same energy to do what you did yesterday. So let's say, for example, every single day I wake up and the first thing is to pray. It will take energy to be able to get up and pray. My mindset knows that. It doesn't like using that enough energy. So what that was going to happen is every time I'm waking up, I'm using the same energy. I'm using the same energy. I'm using the same energy. And then my mindset is recording that as, hey, this guy is always praying around 6 a.m. Therefore, we need to automate that, action that he is doing so that we don't have to use the same energy anymore. It is the way your brain conserves energy. Then when you finish building the habits, the way to know all these things is true about you, behavior is the exporter. In other words, behavior is the printer. So your behavior is what shows what is in you. So you can lie and say you are disciplined. You know how many people will say, oh, for me, I am just a calm person. I don't really get angry until the market take their money and you will see from their forehead that there is a vein here. This one now is not that normal kind of anger. That means that person thought he was genuinely not an angry person until the market exposed it to them. So what is within you is what, when the market squeezes you, is what will come out. And so at the end of the day, your results is a slave under these stocks. So now when we picked up belief, because it is very important that your belief system is okay, so that you can be able to know where you're going from. So we did something called the belief system series. Then the third series that we did is what we call the self-perception series. The self-perception series. The self-perception series was to let everybody understand that, yes, you have an identity and it has created something. You also have a belief system and it is creating things to follow you. But you also have a self-perception problem or not. But we have to find out. So we spoke about self-perception. The goal of the self-perception was for people to really understand that there is something called perception. So perception is the way you see things. So you don't see things for the way they are. You see things for the way you are. So if right now somebody comes here and say, what is this TP Masterclass? The person is not bad. He's just speaking things from the way he sees things. So that is the person's perception. But we spoke about it and we said we don't care. We don't care about our perception. We don't care about their perception. The only perception that is very important is the one that is attached to self. That means the way you see yourself is very important. So in this series, we spoke about something very important. That even when you are seeing yourself, you can see yourself in the wrong way, and it is called the distorted mirror. So that means somebody, you came in here, you said you want to be a trader. Now, for your whole entire life, over 20 years, all that you saw in your life was how things are hard and nothing lasts forever. So anytime that you are in the market, instead of you waiting for the trade to play out, you want to quickly take it and run away. That is not a trading problem. That is a person who is afraid if they don't take the profits now, what if it goes back into their stop loss? Does that make sense? So all these things are the things that is in your mind and about your life and every single thing leading you to your results that you have. Are you guys with me? Very, very important that you understand this. And so these are the series we started with this year. And in between that, of course, we did another series called the Independent Trader Series. The Independent Trader Series also was something that we did. Sorry, give me a second, guys. Okay, perfect. I wanted to make sure everybody can hear me. So now that you understand where we are right now with all these, please drop some number ones in the chat for me. Because it is important that you understand this so that you will know exactly where we are going with this. Again, let me apologize as well. As I said, I didn't want to cancel this masterclass. So you're going to be finding me doing something I normally don't do, like always drinking water a lot, twisting my body a lot. But this is home. This is family. Let me be myself while spending time with you because of some few things that I've been feeling in my body. But it will be fine. All right. So now that you understand all these things, it takes me to where we want to talk about today. Are you guys with me? Good. Let's carry on. Now, I want you guys to understand something quickly. That's all the things I showed you from the 3 series we did. We believe that our status is changing this year as a community. TP family, we said our status is changing. It is not just a sentence we said. So whether if you are a trader in TP family or whatever you are, we believe that our status is truly changing. And so the goal of all the 3 series we did was to help you to go forward. That means the person that is confused, the person that doesn't have any way to find mentorship that will take them forward, the goal was to set you on the right path that will let you go forward. But you need to understand something, that there are things that can be able to stop men from going forward. There are things that can stop men from going forward. There are things that can be able to stop men from going forward. There are things that can be able to stop men from going forward. Can we all put some of the ideas of what you think that can stop you from going forward? And let us bring it up on the screen. I want to see something. Let me know that you are all paying very, very, very detailed attention. What are some of the things that can stop men from going forward? What are some of the things that can stop men from going forward? What can stop you as a trader from going forward? What can stop you as a businessman from going forward? What can be able to stop you as an entrepreneur from going forward? Okay, fear. What else? Arrival mentality. I like that. Addiction. Okay. Ignorance. I like that. Greed. Okay. Belief. Good. Now you guys understand. You can keep on letting it come into the comment section. Now let's talk about this right now. We are going to first of all talk about the things that can stop people from going forward. All right. The first one is ignorance. The first one is ignorance. The first thing that can stop men from going forward. It does, and these things that I'm teaching you, it doesn't matter whether you are a trader or not. It doesn't matter. That is not the point. The point is these things can stop men from going forward. These things can stop men from going forward. You see, an ignorant man is not a man who lacks knowledge. It's the man who wants to only get the kind of knowledge they think they need or they want. So, for example, right now, if you come to me and tell me, Cliff, I am from Nigeria and I want you to help me to make jollof. Well, good for you. I start by helping you to make jollof. But you are only telling me, no, don't teach me about how to make it nice. I just want to learn the way you guys make the shit up. Now, you are choosing what you want to learn. Even if we finish that session for 2 hours, you can still end up being ignorant. Because ignorance is not about what you learned. It's about what you needed to know for a specific season. So right now that I'm here, even though I'm talking about this so boldly, there are things I still don't know. Building a brand and building a company and so on and so forth, there are things I still don't know. Even in the area of transformation, there are things I still don't know. But then where I am currently right now, as far as CP Masterclass is concerned and other things, there are things, if I don't know, the effect will be clear. For example, if I didn't know how to operate a camera or operate my laptop, it will be clear I am ignorant in that area. Right now, certain things may not be clear because the time has not come yet. That is ignorance. Number 2, what are the things that can stop men from going forward? Wrong belief. Wrong belief. Wrong belief is not a person who doesn't believe. It's a person whose belief system is wrong. That's it. Reason number 3 why men can stop going forward. The wrong environment. You see, you need to be able to understand that you are a living organism. And so what simply means is that you react to an environment. Environment is very important to your growth, to your becoming, and every single thing. So if your environment is wrong for you, you will not go forward. Reason number 4, past failure. Reason number 4 is past failure. Now, many reasons why people cannot go forward is because they think that their past can repeat itself again in the future. Are you with me? One of another reasons why people cannot go forward is others' opinions, or in other words, the opinions of others. You see, when you take the word opinions, you need to know that they are just something people are assuming. Okay, so opinions of others, they will only make you cry, but never give you anything concrete. If you take the word, the P from there, is literally the onions of others. It will make you cry. Anyways, now the next thing that can stop you from going forward is comfort. Is comfort. The number 6 thing that can stop you from going forward is comfort. So number 1, ignorance. Number 2, wrong belief. Number 3, the wrong environment. Number 5, past failure. Number 4, past failure. Number 5, the opinions of others. Number 6, comfort. Are you guys with me? These are the things that can stop you from going forward. It doesn't matter whatever that you are doing in life. It doesn't matter. These are the 5 things. Now, the 6th one is very important, and it is number 7 is fear. This can stop you from going forward. In fact, this is one of the main reasons why people are not going forward. This is the reason why many people are not going forward. This is the reason why. And that brings me to my topic for today. My topic for today, please write it down. Let me just use this so that you can get it. My topic for today is titled, What are you afraid of? This is my topic for today. What are you afraid of? It's a very good topic, isn't it? Very, very good topic. Very good topic. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of is today's topic. What are you afraid of is our topic for today. Today is going to be very interesting because today's session is beyond a masterclass. Today's session is a deliverance for that trader who cannot stop saying what if, to that businessman who is crippled, to that potential boss lady who cannot go forward. By the end of this session, by the grace of God, your life will not remain the same again. Today's topic is, what are you afraid of? You need to be able to understand something before we go any further. Everything that we have built this year, don't forget, the goal was to help you to go forward. So if there are things that will stop you from going forward, ignorance, we are solving it. I want to bring it here so that you guys will understand. Ignorance, we are solving it every Saturday. Wrong belief system, I believe we have solved it. If yours is still there, keep on watching the masterclass until it's gone. The wrong environment, we have talked about it. Your past failure, we have talked about it. We said that you need to heal. So I give you guys homework and things. The opinions of others, perception, we've talked about it. Your comfort zone, I've already told you guys before, is on the masterclass. What is the title of that topic? Grow, Trader, Grow. We spoke about it. So from where I am sitting as a mentor, the blueprint to help you go forward this year, I am doing it. It is your job to watch the masterclass, apply the things you are learning, and then watch yourself go forward. One of the things that we need to dismantle it today is fear. Fear. What are you afraid of? I want you to lay your hands on your head and declare to yourself that I go forward. Declare to yourself. You are not telling me. Don't tell me you go forward. Tell yourself, I go forward. Solomon, give them some music for a small few seconds. Let them declare. Declare. Consume the atmosphere. That when we are here, we are doing the business of destiny. I go forward. I go forward. Declare. Declare to yourself that you go forward. I go forward. My status is changing. My mind is changing. I go forward. I go forward. I want you to tell yourself, if you are not motivating yourself, if you don't understand what we are doing, go watch the masterclass, the transformation protocols. Declarations are not affirmations. You are wiring your mental faculties is being re-engineered by the belief system you are creating now. Yes, while you are saying I go forward, it may look like things around you is not clear, but don't stop it. Maybe people are even laughing at you right now saying, you guys, you are here saying this, and did Warren Buffett do this? Let the naysayers talk. But for you, you go forward. Enough is enough. You refuse to remain there. It takes strength to be poor, and it takes strength to become wealthy. Choose one. You go forward. You go forward. Thank you. Let's go on. Are you guys ready now? Let's learn. While I was just doing the declaration, let's start now. Thank you, Solomon. Now, let's talk. I want you to watch this right now. I hope that you guys are ready. I said something. I said it takes strength to be poor. You have never, it takes real strength to be poor. People sometimes think poverty is what just happened to you. Effort went in to be poor. The same way it takes strength to become successful. So if you are declaring these things, it doesn't mean you are weak or you are looking for the easy way out. Everything takes strength and courage. All right. Today we're going to be talking about what are you afraid of? In order for us to be able to answer this question and be very honest, we need to talk about fear. This thing is everywhere. It's in businesses, it's in trading industry, it's in families, it's everywhere. But before we go further into this conversation, I want us to dismantle something very quickly. There are different types of fear. Let me talk to you about the type 1. The type 1 type of fear is what I call the functional fear. Functional fear. Functional fear. So functional fear is where you will find two main types of fear. We have what we call the reverential fear, the fear of reverence. Reverential type of fear. In other words, the fear for reverence. So this is a type of fear that is called the reverential fear. Then we have what we call the protective fear. They are all under type 1. Type 1, functional fear. Under the functional fear, we have reverential fear, and then we have protective fear. I'm so sorry that I'm writing this way, is because it is easier for me. So don't worry about it, okay? So reverential fear is very explanatory. It is the fear that you have for a higher authority with so much glamorous and holiness. We're talking about God now. The fear of the Lord. Okay? You having fear for something that you can't explain, but you can't deny the existence of that power. It's called reverential fear. And then we have what we call protective fear. This is a type of fear that makes you run when you see a lion, or makes you smile when you see a chicken. It's called the protective fear. I want you to write this down for me, please. Functional fear is present tense and temporary. Functional fear is present tense and temporary. That means it responds to what is actually here right now. That means when the threat passes, the fear passes. That means when the movement passes, the feeling somehow passes, unless you are being remembered again. That is what functional fear is. The good news is, this is not what is stopping you. No. What is stopping you is type 2. What is stopping you is type 2. And we're going to be zooming in more. What is stopping you right now is a type 2 type of fear, and it is called distorted fear. What is stopping you right now is type 2, and it's called distorted fear. Distorted fear. Let's define distorted fear. Please write. Distorted fear is a future prediction. Distorted fear is a future prediction built from past evidence distorted fear is a future prediction which is then built from a past evidence. So distorted fear is a future prediction built from, not by, not with, from. It's like saying this house was built from. So distorted fear is a future prediction built from past evidence presented to the mind as a present certainty. Built from past evidence presented to the mind as a present certainty for the purpose of stopping forward movement. For the purpose of stopping forward movement. Distorted fear is a future prediction built from past evidence presented to the mind, your mind, as a present certainty for the purpose of stopping forward movements. I want you to underline the word future, evidence, certainty, forward. Please underline the words future, evidence, certainty, and then forward. You see, there is something that I want you guys to understand. There is something called imagination. There is something called imagination. Imagination is another world altogether. It is a type of world that things that have not really, if right now you sit down to imagine me writing on the board right now, it's not an imagination. It is, you are visualizing. In other words, you are seeing me write. Imagination means something has not happened yet. And this has a portal. So there is a portal here. This is how I will drop this portal. So in this portal now, so this is like the whole of the portal, and we have fear and we have faith. So that means both fear and faith, they use the same portal. Are you guys with me? So what you are afraid of has not happened yet. And what you believe could happen to you if you have the faith also has not happened yet. So fear is like the loudest sibling. It always wants to be the one that will just fill up this portal. And this is the one that is always minding their business until you apply or you send him as a brother. Fear does not care if you want him to be there or not. It is going to be there. Are you guys with me? Okay. I'm going to keep this here. Sorry. Let me just put it here. Okay. So what you are afraid of that may happen and what you are happy about and expecting, both of them has not happened yet if it's a future tense. And they all use the same portal called the imagination portal. But what we are talking about today is fear. That means the question, what are you afraid of, is a very interesting question, but don't try to answer it yet. But now let's dissect distorted fear. The first thing you need to be able to understand fear when we are dissecting the distorted one, not the functional one, the distorted one, is that where does distorted fear comes from? There are three sources. The first one is experience. The first area or the first place or the first source that the distorted fear normally comes from is what we call experience. The second one are words. The origin of distorted fear. Words. Are you guys writing? And then the third one is inheritance. Imagine your family, they didn't give you a mansion. They didn't give you a land. Your family didn't give you any cash cow business and they left you fear. Only God can deliver you on that one. So these are the three sources that fear comes from. The distorted one, not just the functional fear, not the reverence or the protective fear. Are you guys with me? Good. So experience, worse, inheritance. Now, I want you to understand this carefully now. There are many things that we are afraid of that we know, and there are many things that we are afraid of that we don't know, and there are many things that we are afraid of that we don't want to admit. But we need to be able to understand, because in order for us to understand this, remember, this is a psychological class. So anytime we talk about psychology, we are talking about the study of a mind. This time around, we're trying to study the mind. And by the end of this series, we will pick the portrait of a trader and actually go into the head of a trader to understand why traders are mostly afraid. So the first thing is how distorted fear, how does it operate? It doesn't operate by being real. It operates in disguise. So fear, the first thing that it does is that You have you ever, if you come from Africa, especially Ghana, I don't know about Nigeria or other countries, there is always one uncle. One uncle. Unfortunately, he didn't really make life or a meaning out of life. He may either be sitting under a tree in front of the house, but he's always there. That uncle makes their words sounds like they love you. And the way it comes out as wisdom. So let's say, for example, you are like, I want to trade. Trading? You guys, these things you are doing trading, in 1928, trading was something that we're using it to fight the war. Anyway, I'm saying these numbers are fictional. But that uncle is speaking and he's giving you wisdom. But it's fear. So fear sometimes can disguise itself as wisdom. How do they operate? You see, when something disguises itself as something, it is not that thing. So fear can disguise itself as wisdom. Don't forget. He's sitting under the tree. He's saying he loves you. He cares about you. That uncle will distort your mind. My God. While I'm saying it right now, some of you don't be thinking about that uncle. I am just only making an example. But you see, it can be anybody, not just an uncle. So you don't come and say, this Uncle Joe. No, don't say that. But fear disguises itself as wisdom. That is the first disguise or how it operates. And this is the most effective first level of disguise. What are we talking about now? We're talking about how distorted fear operates. Because you need to know. So disguises itself, number one, as wisdom. Because fear will never come and say, I am fear. If you knew fear was fear, like for example, imagine if right now somebody who is like 3 feet, sorry if anybody is 3 feet here on this call, no way, right? But if you are, it's fine. We believe in everybody. So let's say, for example, you are 3 feet or whatever, 3.5. I don't know if anybody is like that, but let's say you are 3 feet and you are standing and that 3 feet person is standing in front of you. A 3 feet who is an armed robber. Okay, let's say a 3 feet who is an armed robber is standing in front of you and saying, give me the money, I will shoot you. Now, right now that I'm saying 3 feet standing in front of you, even though you know that person is 3 feet, the gun is like 6 feet. So it doesn't matter even if he's lying or not. As far as he's holding the gun, that alone can let you comply. But the moment you find out that number one, he's 3 feet, number two, he's holding the toy gun, that fear dies. This moment now is not because you don't have the fear. It's that what you thought was happening is not that. The fear dies immediately. That is why fear is able to catch people, because it disguises itself as wisdom. Are you with me? And that is the most effective one, and you have to be careful. Because many people will use their experiences. Oh, don't do this trading thing. This trading thing. Anytime you hear somebody saying this trading thing, run. Not because they are wrong, but because they have no proper advice for you. Because trading is not a trading thing. It's a business. Whether the person can do it or not, it's not just a thing. So anyways, it disguises itself as wisdom. And that is why many people get picked out. And that is fear's most effective disguise, which is wisdom. Wisdom evaluates the present. Fear rehearses the past. So anytime that somebody is telling you, oh, don't do this, remember what I just said. Wisdom evaluates the present. Okay, this person is saying I shouldn't do trading. Why? Before I understand he's right, do I have the knowledge? No. Do I have the money? No. Do I have the time? No. So let's remove the trading from the context and focus on you. Can you do it? If the answer is no, just be honest. So wisdom, true wisdom, evaluates the present. But fear that is disguising itself as wisdom only rehearses the past. So your job is to learn how to tell the difference. So if you find an uncle who is sitting down the tree, playing that thing that they use their hand to push with his shirt on his neck, just farming the flies and the mosquitoes away, don't always run, but be ready. I'm lying. Some of these uncles have pure wisdom. But you understand what I'm saying. Learn how to tell the difference. All right. Disguise number 2. What again does fear, how does it operate? And we are saying distorted fear operates through disguise. And these are the levels of disguise we are mentioning. Number 1 was disguise as wisdom. Number 2, disguise as protection. I love you. That is why. I need you. That is why. I don't want you to lose. That is why. Protection. And because the brain was designed to protect you, it loves this disguise. Oh, you know, the reason why I don't want to actually really share this masterclass is because I don't want people to actually really disrespect Mr. Cliff. Don't worry, let them disrespect me. Share it. Share it. Let them disrespect me. I'm very fine. When they disrespect me, send the disrespect my way. You have my email, but share it. Don't be afraid for me. Okay? So fear disguising itself as protection. So you need to understand that every time that fear does not want you to do something, it may look like as if you are being protected. You are being protected. Then the next thing that fear does is that it disguises itself as logic. Now there's a difference between logic and wisdom. Don't forget that. Fear disguises itself as logic. That means fear have reasons. If you say, what if I lose a trade? Fear can let you remember all the ones you lost in the beginning when you started trading, including the one that you thought about losing that you lost, and the one that you almost took that it didn't go there that you lost. It will let you remember all of it and combine it together and say, take the data and stop right here. Fear can disguise itself as logic. Don't forget. How does fear, distorted fear, operate? Remember what I said here. Fear and faith uses the same portal called imagination. That means what you are afraid will happen has not happened yet. What you believe will be able to happen to you has not happened yet. One of them wants to win this domain. And then we spoke about how fear, where they come from. Number 1, experience. People who have lost money, made money, whatever money, experience in relationships. You know, that is why it is important whether you're about to get married or you're already married. It's very difficult to take any marriage advice from anybody. Everybody has different experiences. And so if you hear, and marriage is the only interesting thing that anytime you hear the experience, 90% of the time, if the person doesn't want to lie to you, the experience you will hear will let you think you don't have to do it too. So experience. But don't let that let you be afraid. Everybody's experience is different and must be embraced, whether business, whatever it is. And so experience. Then words, the things you heard, you know, and then inheritance, the things you inherited from family, friends, and so on and so forth. And we said that how does distorted fear operate? We are learning that they operate through what we call disguise. You know what disguise means? Disguise means something that wants to let something look like something, but it is not. In the military, we call something the fifth column. It is when it's called, in other words, it's called the enemy within. So back in the days, because now every soldier is smart. But back in the days, they will send an enemy and send into the enemy camp, the other enemy camp. And then that enemy will now affiliate themselves with the people and then kill them from within. So that is what disguise is. Makes you believe something is something that it is not. That is it. So wisdom, protection, and logic. Are you guys with me? Before we go on to the next part, I want you to write this down. Fear disguises itself as wisdom, as protection, as logic. It sounds completely reasonable. That is what makes it powerful, ladies and gentlemen. You are not fighting an obvious enemy. You are fighting something that has learned to speak in your voice and use your own intelligence against you. I had to reflect on this over and over again when I wrote it down. You don't have to write it as long. You can write it later when you are watching this video again. But listen to it carefully again. Fear disguises itself as wisdom, as protection, and as logic. It sounds completely reasonable. It does. That is what makes it powerful. That means you are not fighting an obvious enemy. You are fighting something that has learned to speak in your voice and use your own intelligence against you. Are you with me? Good. Before we go into the portrait of a trader, to talk about the things that a trader is mostly afraid of, we are going to basically look at how fear defends itself. How fear defends itself. Now, the moment that you are about to learn what you are learning now, you need to be able to understand that fear is going to defend itself. Fear is going to defend itself. Why is fear going to defend itself? Fear is going to defend itself because your brain has one job and one job only: to protect you. So you need to know how your brain is going to try to work with fear to defend itself, or in other words, how fear will try to defend itself in your own mind, so that you'll be ready to face it when we go into the practical ways and so on and so forth. Are you guys with me? So I'm going to give you guys, first things first, we're going to be talking about how fear defends itself. Then when we are done talking about that, I want you to just keep this in mind. We will now look at the portrait of the trader. Now with the portrait of the trader, we'll be looking at certain scenarios. We will pick up the brain of a trader and study why fear is one of the most serious core emotion in trading, and why many people are stagnant because of this emotion, and how to deal with it so that you'll be ready for Monday, God willing. But you need to be able to understand that fear can defend itself. All right. The first way fear defends itself is this. We call something justification. That means the moment that you decide that fear immediately, in other words, let's say you have come onto this call and you are like, Cliff, I want to start this business. I want to, learn how to become a trader, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. The first thing that will happen to you when you decide to do something or to go forward is that there will be a list of reasons why now is not the right time. So normally people sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know why I'm procrastinating. Procrastination is not the problem. You need to be able to understand the things that are problems and the things that are byproducts of a problem. Procrastination is a definition given to somebody who was supposed to, or let's say a procrastinator is an individual who was supposed to do something and they didn't do it at the time they were supposed to do it. And that is the name of that person at that moment, because we have seen them doing it over and over again. Are you with me? But then the problem is not procrastination. It's coming from somewhere. It can be because they don't know what to do. It can be because they are afraid to do it. It can be because if they do it, they don't want to be able to be embarrassed. It can be so many different things that end up making them become procrastinators. But in this context right now, how does fear defend itself? It defends itself through justification first. Justification is very powerful. When you are somebody that your brain is able to give you reasons why you didn't do what you said you would do, it will be very difficult for you to do anything. But unfortunately, that is how the brain works. It will always give you the idea of how to be able to sleep at night, in other words. Because at the end of the day, when you look at justification, you will know that it is very legit. Second thing that makes fear to be able to defend itself is what we call rehearsal. 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 One of the things that I've just realized is, let's come back to this portal again. Because fear and faith uses this portal, the only way to be able to conquer this portal is through the things you repeatedly rehearse and tell yourself. So if you are here right now and you are afraid you will go into the market and lose, as beautiful as that sounds, you're all right, or sad, your brain is rehearsing the losses already. So the more that it keeps on rehearsing it through thoughts and every single thing, it is able to build a belief system in your mind for you to believe what you are feeling is real. But remember, what is the definition we gave about distorted fear? We said distorted fear is just a future prediction. It has not happened yet. It's an imagination. It's an imagination part that's not happened yet. So it is making you believe it has already happened, making it feel certain, even in the present tense. So one of the ways it does that is through rehearsals. It defends itself through rehearsals. That is why it is very important for you to be able to break that rehearsal structure. We'll talk about more of that. Okay? Because right now what you need is not just to listen to me to be able to talk about fear. You need to be, after you have understood how the distorted fear defends itself, and you have now come to the angle of knowing how the trader, it affects them, and examples, specific examples of when you will know somebody is genuinely afraid and when somebody is just being logical. Because we need to balance it. You need to know the difference between fear speaking and your data and your wisdom speaking. If not, if we talk about just fear, you will also wonder if wisdom is telling you stay away. And you're like, what if it's fear or wisdom? No, you need to know the difference. Then after that, we will now talk about how to break out of this spirit. So number one, what did I say? Number one is justification. Number two is rehearsal. Number three is identity claim. Number three is identity claim. Number three is identity claim. I am sure now you all understand this by now. All right. When we say identity claim, what fear is trying to do is to let you believe this is who I am. All right. This is who I am. That is what identity claim simply means. It means that it knows, you see, one of the ways to be able to survive anywhere, or one of the ways these kind of things survives, is that it attaches itself to something. When something is able to attach itself with something, what happens is it gains strength and capacity in that area. And so fear knows that the only thing, or the only way to be able to survive, fear knows that the only way it is able to survive is to be able to attach itself to identity. Fear knows. It knows. It knows that if I'm able to attach myself to identity, then everything that is in between this is going to be mine. So that means now you will believe this is who I am. I am somebody who cannot be able to talk in public. So if you start to believe that, then you will never talk in public. Are you with me? Good. So the third one is identity claim. That is how fear protects itself. Very, very important that you understand this. This is how fear protects itself. This is how fear protects itself. Now we're going to be talking about, I want to now zoom in. But before I zoom in into the traders part, there is something that I just want to basically talk to you guys now before we go on to the other part, and we'll be wrapping up soon. What we are talking about here today, when you are teaching like this, there is a difference between teaching and speaking. If you have realized, when we come into the masterclass, the first few sessions, I focus on teaching, meaning that I will give you definitions. I will tell you right down. These things are very important. Because if you don't understand the things that we are teaching now, you will not be able to understand when I speak to you. The mistake many people make is when they are talking to people, they just want to speak to them first. You can't speak to somebody without teaching them first. Let's say, for example, I'm talking about when you are coaching somebody. So if you were a mentor here, it is very important that you understand this. Once upon a time, I used to make this mistake. I used to sometimes go on a call with people and I start speaking to them. People don't respond to speaking. They only use what you start to speak, even though they are all words coming out of your mouth. But I hope you get a concept. Teaching is getting somebody to understand why they should do something. Then now you speak to them on top of that teaching that you have given them. So now I have made you understand that when we started this year, we did couple of series: identity, beliefs, self-perception. Don't assume you know these things, because you see, when it comes to results, when you don't have certain results, it doesn't mean you are dumb or ignorant. It just means something else is missing in your mind. It may take other people 3 years, 4 years. It is fine, but you need to understand this. We started a series, and the whole purpose of the series is because we believe that what God said this year will happen to TP family, we receive it. And that is, this is our year of new status. But in order for us to get a new status, the Bible says you cannot put a new wine in an old wineskin. So we needed to dismantle that old, everything old, so that our internal faculties can be aligned with the new blessings we are receiving as traders, as businessmen, and everything. So we started with a series called identity, then we move on to belief, then we move on to self-perception, all in the purpose so that you can go forward. Then while we are going forward, we have realized that in our going forward, there are things that can stop us. Ignorance can stop us. Wrong environment can stop us. Wrong belief system can stop us. But we have realized that we have dealt with all of this. Then now we said, okay, there is one more thing, Cliff, that can still stop us, and that is fear. But we don't want to assume every fear is stopping us, because not every fear will stop you. So we started breaking it down and started talking about different types of fears. So we spoke about what we call the type 1, which is the functional type of fear. Functional type of fear is where you will find a reverential fear, which is the fear you have for the fear of reverence. Then we spoke about the protective fear, the one that makes you run when you see a chicken, and the one that makes you smile when you see, run when you see a lion, and smile when you see a chicken. Then we came to the type 2, and we said the type 2 is called distorted fear. Now, we don't want the distorted fear to hold us back. It can stop us from going forward. So we needed to understand how it operates and where it's coming from. So we realized that it's coming from experience, words, and inheritance. Either the things people went through or you went through can stop you. Either the words you heard can stop you. Either inheritance can also stop you. Then we said, okay, if this is that bad, if this is that bad, then how come we are still entertaining it? If this is that bad, how come we are entertaining it? And we realize that we are not entertaining it. Sometimes we don't even know it is there. So we use the word disguise for their operation. And that is called wisdom. That is called protection, disguise. That is called logic. That means this is how fear hides in our backyard. Then we said, okay, that means what if, Cliff, now you have said all of this, now I want wisdom to go away. And I'm like, no, they will not just go away just like that. It will also try to defend itself. So we spoke about how it defends itself. And we said, number 1, through justification. Number 3, through rehearsals. Number 4, through identity claim. Are you with me? Good. Now that you understand all of this, write this down for me, please. The most dangerous stage of distorted fear. The most dangerous stage of distorted fear. The most dangerous stage of distorted fear. The most dangerous stage. The most dangerous stage of distorted fear is when it stops feeling like a force operating on you and it starts feeling like your personality. You see, many people sometimes say, Cliff, watch, look at me before you write. We'll come back here again. I want to show you something. Cliff, the masterclass is long. It's no longer. See, as I'm standing here right now, I wish I could come here and in 15 minutes, you have gotten all that I'm saying. It takes, you see, knowledge is like cooking. You don't just serve people. There is a science to serving knowledge. So that means while I am teaching, my brain will now be connected to something to show you something so you can get the thing. So if you are here, don't say it is long. I know, I wish I could finish early too, really. But that is not how it works. You don't. So people sometimes say, you know, I love the psychology videos. That is 8 minutes. No wonder. No wonder your results is lasting for only 8 minutes. You don't just use 8 minutes video to change someone's mind. It takes a lot to become. Watch this. Listen to this, Kev. What did I say? I said the most dangerous stage of distorted fear is when it starts feeling like a force operating on you and it starts to feel like your personality. Watch. I want you to watch this right now for me. You see, when we started, those of you who are new, I spoke about the identity stack. We spoke about beliefs and we spoke about personality. You see, have you ever realized that there are people that they are afraid to make decisions? It's not their fault. It's because where they grew up, you know, their environment where they grew up from, they were not allowed to make a decision. I think one of our wonderful TP family members, Nawazi, shared a video with the community, and she was talking about how when you don't have the luxury to be able to make decisions, you know, when you grow up, making decisions become very difficult. And as I was watching that video when they posted it, it was very powerful. And personality is very interesting. Watch this right now. Do you know what personality is? Personality is like your PR, your public relation manager. So identity is the container. Belief system is what makes it easy to believe. This is the container. The personality is your PR that markets or packages your stack in other ways. So let's say somebody did not have the luxury to be able to make decisions in their life growing up. What is going to happen is that person is now afraid of making decisions. This is why you will see this reflecting in the person's trading as hesitation. Oh, I don't know if I should take the profit. Some people ask me, Cliff, when do I take the profit? As much as it sounds like they are asking me the logical point of reference, they are basically saying, can you help me make this decision so that just in case the decision backfires, at least you help me? No, Chief, you have to decide yourself. If right now you were in a trade and you were in a profit of $1 million, would you call me and ask me? No, now you know it by wisdom that you don't even have $10,000. So 1 million is good for you. You will not ask me. The reason why you are asking me is because you know it in your heart. The 0.01 cannot make you 1 million. So you are wondering if there is a way it can keep on going to reach a certain point of financial freedom. No, sir. No, Chief, is not getting there. So you need to be able to understand that the reality of how many people think is in the respect of how they grew up. So now watch this right now. You go into public, you the individual who could not make decisions growing up because decision making was costly in your house. Either you will get the forehead spanking if you do something that is wrong. So your whole life making decisions, you are always afraid. Now you are grown, 24-year-old, 25 years, 26, 28, 30 plus years. You are now wondering, okay, I want to be a trader. Good for you, but that wiring that was already formed by the age of 7 is not gone yet. It is really there. So while you are sitting in front of the charts, the same way you will go into a restaurant or someone's wedding and they're like, oh, what do you want, sir? Do you want Coke or Fanta? Oh, anything goes. What is anything goes? What do you want? Coke or Fanta? Anything goes. I don't mind. What are you talking about? Help the person to help you. But it's not because the person does not really care about what you bring. So now when you now bring the Coke, they will now, the moment they drink it, they're like, so now they will see somebody drinking Fanta. Like, this Fanta too looks nice, because the person is afraid to choose what he wants. So that is the same way when you are sitting in front of the chart. Same behavior, same pattern, just different rooms. So now they will say, this guy, he doesn't really like Wario. Even if you bring him tiger nut, he will chew. If you bring him tomatoes, he will chew. If you bring him garden eggs, he will eat it. It doesn't matter whatever it is. But he's lying. That guy really wants to eat spaghetti bolognese. He really wants to eat it. but he doesn't want to know how to decide because he is afraid if he makes a decision and this and this and that. So while he's chewing the cola nut and he doesn't like it, yet he will smile through it, faking it, and people will call him humble guy. He's lying. That is humility in suffering. He's lying. He really wants the good juice. He wants the sparkling champagne, sparkling water. He really wants to taste it too. But in his world, making decision with what you want feels guilty. So therefore, he will not decide. Now the person is sitting now at the chart many years later and is wondering why. I don't know why I am taking this loss and I cannot close the trade. I don't know why the market has aligned with my confluences, but I can't take it. Now you tell him the reason why this is happening is because of this identity stacks. They say, no way. Cliff, isn't there any strategy that can cancel this? No, chief. No strategy. No strategy. You need to be able to understand this. There is no strategy. Because right now, watch this. There is a guy who came to me one time and he said, Mr. Cliff, I really love trading. I really love trading. I said, good. If I give you $10,000 right now, would you put it into the market? No. I said, chief, relax. You will not put the $10,000 into the brokerage and trade. No. Oh, why will I do that? This was the same person few seconds ago. I love trading. I will never stop trading. I'm giving you $10,000. He said he would never put it in there. That means this guy is not here for trading. He is here to steal money from the market. And the market can tell who is here with the right container to be a trader and the one that is having Coke container with water in it. The difference is clear. So one of the ways you will know that this is this person's future of behavior is the way their personality is. There are many people, somebody will say, oh, this person is very humble. He's lying. Not yet. He's not humble yet. It's because he's afraid of making decisions. Oh, this person, he's a quiet guy. Says who? Even when you are stepping on the leg, he's quiet. Says who? It's not true. He's afraid. So you will now classify them as that being their personality. But that is a way of somebody crying and saying, please, my identity is distorted. Help me. Now, let's talk about the trader. Are you with me? Are you guys still here? Drop some ones in the chat if you are learning. Drop some ones in the chat for me if you are learning, please. Drop some number ones in the chat if you are learning. Drop some number ones in the chat if you are learning. Now let's talk about a portrait of this so that we can be able to take it out from there. Let's look at a portrait. Don't worry, Ghanaians, we'll finish soon, yeah? So that you go and really celebrate Ghana for the 4-0 wins. I will not say who is winning the 4 and who is winning the 0. All I just know is that I said number 4 and 0. Anyways, the portrait of the trader. Let's look at a trader. So right now we've talked about fear. Today I don't want to talk too much about general fear. This is specifically, I wanted to create this for the trader specifically, because we are about to start a series, and I'm praying that by that time I have full strength so that I can be able to deliver this completely by the grace of God. But we are going to be doing a series called The Profitable Trader. The goal of that series is to make sure that by the end of that series, we will reduce the number of people who are not profitable in this space to a very huge, significant amount of people. That is my goal. So that is why I'm teaching this first. The portrait of a trader. Okay. Now we have talked about fear in general terms, but we are now going to zoom in into a specific room, because since many of you here are traders, I think the things I'm about to talk about will help you to be able to understand the things very well, clearly. Now, the first scenario we're going to talk about is the trader who sees the setup and does not take it. If you are here and this is you, drop some number ones in the chat. So anytime that I mention first scenario, you will drop number 1. If I mention second scenario, you will drop number 2. If I mention third scenario, you will drop number 3. I hope that one person does not come through all the 5 scenarios. I really hope. I hope that after first scenario, yours is done. But first scenario, let's talk about the trader who sees the setup and does not take it. If you are here, number one's in the chat. The chat is opened. Your analysis is complete. The setup is meeting every criteria, every confluence that you said you would take if it happens. You said if XYZ happens, I will do XYZ. Your entry point is clear. Your stop loss is defined. And you have been able to see your targets. It's very visible. Now that trader does not click. He will never click. In fact, before he clicks, he will quickly go and run into the Telegram channel to go and see if there is any signal aligning to their signal. He will never click. Not because that person's signal is wrong. The setup is right. The strategy is clear. He has already backtested his strategy. In fact, everything is on Notion. The strategy of this person is valid. But something now fires in that moment in their mind. Their decision and their action now changes. Something starts to say, what if this is not that trade? What if I hit stop loss? Then that trader is now waiting. Do you know what normally happens to that trader, that type of fear? That trader, what they now enter sooner or later is fear of missing out. Because the moment their setup now start moving, they're like, I saw this. And they're like, why didn't I do it? And they will enter small, and then before you realize, fear of missing out has come. What are we talking about now? The way fear enters into the business of traders. We'll talk about how you survive it. But first, we are talking about the scenarios. Scenario number one, that trader who sees the setup and does not click at all. You will not take it. If you are here, number one's in the chat. This normally happens because of past experience, but I'm going to list the scenarios quickly. Scenario number two. If you are that trader here, number two in the charts. The trader who removed the stop loss. Chief, you know yourself. Madam, Queen, you know yourself. Drop number twos. Every time it's almost you told yourself, this is where I am stopping the loss. And when the market is going there, it's like immediately in your heart, you are like, no, not today. I will remove this stop loss. And the first thing it does is, but what if it hit my stop loss? And then what if it hit my stop loss and go back to the direction? Immediately when that happens, the first thing your brain will do is it will bring you logic. It's true. Even the last time when I placed a stop loss there, it hit it and it went there. Logic. It's disguising itself as logic. The trader who removes the stop loss. We have already explained this. It's called loss aversion. It is a tendency of your brain being afraid of the tendency of that trader has drawn the fear of losing than the desire to gain. So they will remove the stop loss and lose $200 instead of losing $50. But that is scenario number two. You see, and this type of fear is so very interesting that, let's say, for example, you want to take the trade from here. The market has done whatever it wants today, so your entry is here. And your SL is here. The market goes up a little bit. And then you will see a sharp sell down. And then you can't. So now watch this. You were already in some slight profits. Okay, you were already in some profits. It is possible that the market was just basically consolidating here. So of course, maybe you entered prematurely, but that is not the point. What we are talking about here is removing your stop loss. We will talk about the technical side later. But this is you removing your stop loss, even though you are wrong. So now the market is now coming in and you say, you know what, stop loss, you just leave for now. We don't need you. And the market keeps on coming down. Then you took another entry here, second entry. Instead of stopping the loss, you took another entry so that you will catch the pullback. Dip on. How many of you did this week? If you did this week, drop some ones in the chat. How many of you were caught up in a bad position? Instead of you getting out, you were buying dips, and that immediately, that moment, what is happening is that fear has hijacked your whole entire prefrontal cortex, and then you are good to go. Now watch this. It's going to pull back a little bit. Now while it's pulling back, instead of you coming back to a place of authentic logic, you are going to believe, I knew it. So now you are in small profit. I knew it. You didn't knew anything, chief. So now it's coming back up here. You thinking, I knew it. Now you have forgotten that there is something called mitigation. Account blown. Then now the brokerage will call you. You have negative $15. If God helps you and you are using a broker that is able to clear your negative, it will go back to 0-0. This is how many people are blowing the account. So scenario number 2 is a trader who removes stop losses out of fear. The fear of what? Losses. You see, the fear of small loss engineers the large one. Never forget this. Write this down and put it on your wall. And let it be a reminder. The fear of small loss engineers the large ones. Quote me. Write it down. Tag me. The fear of small loss engineers the large ones. Every large loss you will see in the market came from a small one that could have been stopped earlier. The fear of small loss engineers the large one. That means every large loss you will see in this market was engineered by a small one. So you have to start respecting small losses. Small losses is not a way of the market telling you you don't know how to trade. It is the way the market is telling you you know how to wait while waiting for the right move. So you stop the loss if it's not going there. Don't let any ego lead. But you see, now let me show you something very interesting right now. I keep on going back and forth because I want you guys to understand something clearly here. Watch this. Let's say somebody is here right now and the individual is afraid of losing. This is the person that in their whole life, watch this. This individual does not believe that they can do anything right. So their fear is the things they heard that said in their identity. You will not be able to be, you will not mount up to anything. So the fear is there. Their uncles told them, some of them, their parents told them that you will never do anything big. So now, many years later, they have started trading. That identity of, I knew it. Anything I do, it doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. That identity is there. So now when the person is about to hit stop loss, to them, it doesn't sound like 50 pips. To them, it is the voice of the father, the voice of the mother. It may not come like that audible, but your subconscious mind will never forget. So it will start letting you believe that the same way they told you are good for nothing, it is true. Look at you. You can't even do common trading. So you taking the loss does not feel like you are stopping it. It feels like you are failing woefully in your life. This is the problem. So now when the person now comes to me, he's like, Mr. Cliff, I don't know why I can't stop over trading. I don't know why I can't stop revenge trading. Well, as much as what you are saying sounds technical, we need to look at the things you believe. What are you afraid of? Now you understand my topic. Okay, so don't come and lie to me and say, I don't know why I'm reviewing stop losses. No, Chief, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? I don't know why I cannot be able to, keep the profit. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid that if you start keeping the profit you made, it is going to cancel the things people believe about you? What are you afraid of? This is not a light topic. When we said in the beginning, we are talking about fear, but the topic for today is not fear. It is what are you afraid of? Because what you are afraid of has not happened yet. And we don't even know if it will happen or not. Remember, distorted fear is the future prediction that is built from past evidence, giving it to your brain to make you believe that something is certain in your present tense. It is a lie, Chief. What are you afraid of? It's a simple question. I want you to ask yourself right now and say, Joe, What are you afraid of? Why haven't you started the business yet? What are you afraid of? What haven't you gone live yet? What are you afraid of? Now, there are people who don't have to go live now because you don't even know how to trade. But for those who are ready to go live, but they are afraid of what if, what are you afraid of? By the end of this masterclass, you should be able to answer this question. What are you afraid of? So the trader who is basically removing stop losses will say, I don't know why I'm removing stop losses. No, you are lying. What are you afraid of? That when you hit stop loss, it will define your competence. That if you hit stop loss, it will mean that you are losing. That if you check your back testing strategy and it doesn't look like you are making money, it means you are afraid. Well, what are you afraid of? You know, I always say this, that imagine that you are trying to create a car for people to drive, a wheel drive, a car. And when you built this car, the moment you put it on the street, the tires just came off. Isn't that good news? The good news is the car you were going to sell to millions of people, as soon as you put it on the road, the tires came down. Good news. But many people, they will be crying and they will be sad because what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What is it? Who do you think you are failing? Who do you think you are disappointed? What are you afraid of? It's very important that you understand the topic we are talking about today. This is more than just fear. This is more than just, I want to be rich. This is more than that. What are you afraid of? There are people here, they are so afraid of being broke that they end up being broke. What are you afraid of? So as a trader, I'm giving you scenarios. Scenario number 1. What did I say? The trader who sees a setup and never take it. Scenario number 2. The trader who removes stop losses. Scenario number 3. The trader who makes money and gives it back. What are you afraid of? This person is afraid there is a ceiling. And that ceiling is clear in their house. Nothing good lasted. Nothing good lasted. So anytime that there is good news, the next thing that follows, either somebody is sick or somebody is dying or somebody is fighting. So in their life, there is a ceiling. So the moment they start making the money, because they don't want to lose what they got, they want to make more so much quickly so that they can keep more, and so that even if some goes, which they believe it will go, that it will never go at all, and they end up sabotaging the results. What are you afraid of? The trader who makes money and give it back to scenario number 3. Scenario number 4, the trader who revenge trades. The trader who revenge trades. You see, this normally comes from the trader who came from an environment that they have very bad past experiences. Everybody in the environment makes them believe they are the only ones making foolish decisions all the time. So that person always wants to undo, because of digital experiences now, because you can go and make a mistake on the digital world and click undo and it will undo it. You think that is how life works. No, it doesn't work like that in trading. You can't just undo. You have to go through the process. So people are trying to use revenge trading to undo what they said. So let's say they have made money. They were not supposed to touch their account again. They have hit their daily target. They went back, still traded, and now they want to undo the mistake they made. So many people who are like, they are afraid of what their past is making them look like. But I have a question for scenario number 4. You, that trader who is consistently revenge trading, what are you afraid of? So you can come to me and say, Cliff, I don't know why I can't stop revenge trading. As much as that sounds honest, there is a reason. And that reason normally lies in this structure. You want to show Pepe to somebody. You want to show them Pepe. You are like, man, they have not believed in me. When I even started my other business, it failed and they laughed at me. Now that I've started trading, I will not quit. Some of you need to quit, because number 1, you either don't have money, time, or the knowledge the resources to even get the knowledge in the first place. I told you guys this, that you don't say, I'm quitting my job to go and do trading. Stay there because you need that money for now. So some of you, because of ego and because of anger, you don't want them to see that you started trading too and you failed. You are not failing. You are learning from experiences. Enjoy it. What are you afraid of? That naysayer will laugh at you for what? And now before you can realize, it is now reflecting in your trading as revenge trade. So anybody that you will see them revenge trading, the issue may look like it came through problem from trading, but it's not true. It's from their life. It's from their actual life. You know, I remember one gentleman came onto a call with me one time, and he was a very humble guy. I consulted him. He came and he said, Mr. Cliff, I don't know why I keep on revenge trading and over trading. I said, okay, Chief, I hear you. Let's now roll back a little bit and let's discuss your life. I said, okay. He said, oh, okay, my life? I said, yes. You said you don't know why you are revenge trading. If you knew, you would have told me, no? He said, yes, okay. I said, why do you think so? He said, pressure. I said, pressure from where? Okay. You married? He said, no. You have somebody taking care of? He said, yes. I said, where is that person? He said, in my house. Who is he? He said, my girlfriend. I said, oh, but she has family. He said, yes. I said, why are you the one having the pressure on you? He said, you know, I'm a man. I said, there you go. Pressure number one, right? Because remember, when you are squeezed, what will be revealed is your identity. So now you are not married and you are taking care of somebody. So what do you think will happen to you? Pressure. So now while God has given you the grace to be able to make $50, you want to make 225 so that the woman who you are not married to and it's not your responsibility yet will take part of the money. So that pressure makes you blow the $50. You wanted to turn that 50 into 125 extra. Then you lost it. And you came to me and say, you don't know why you are revenge trading. You know. And when I now explained it to him, he now understood the concept and said, okay, that is why you say your trading life and your actual life mirrors each other. I said, yes, Chief, that is why. So while you are coming to me as a magic wand person to fix your problem, it doesn't work like that. You need to first of all face your reality, knowing that your trading life and your actual life mirrors each other. So right now, maybe your level of financial table stats can only make $50 of trading consistently every week. But right now, it's not possible because you have extra responsibility that in heaven, it is not recorded that it is part of your duty. Therefore, you will put pressure on yourself and blow your account. Now that person comes and say, I'm going to one day. So now that person will quickly go and buy Prof Rep. No matter what you do, you will still have to be and remain and start and continue from where you're supposed to continue from. You can't cheat the code. This is the problem. So there are many people I always tell them there are three things you need to be profitable in this market: time, money, knowledge. Which one of them don't you have? If you have knowledge, good for you. Do you have time? If no, it's a problem. Do you have money? If no, big problem. There is no ways about this. So you trying to buy your favorite prop firm to be able to scale up to the next level is not the answer. It is not the answer because the prop firm itself is the business. It is either you are starting one yourself or you know the CEO. Whichever way, it is never the ultimate solution. Oh, but Cliff, some people withdraw. No problem. Have you withdrawn? Let's talk about you. Have you withdrawn? Remember, the fear of missing out can make many people join many things and say, me too, I will get there one day. Ask the people who have been saying they are there. How are they there in the first place? I'm not saying prop firms are fake. I'm only telling you what is your motive behind why you keep on chasing it. It's because you are afraid that right now where you are currently, if you only deposit your small money, it cannot take care of you and buy the mansion and buy the cars and show people prepare. So you want to start from somewhere that can scale you up quickly, and you are forgetting that you have not even finished learning how to make $20 to keep it. What are you afraid of? Scenario number 4 is a trader who revenge trades. The last one is a trader who is always preparing but never trading. Always preparing but never trading. I'll not talk much about this. Always preparing but never trading. Scenario number 5. Always preparing but never trading. Now, we are almost about to finish. You need to be able to tell the difference between real wisdom, real logic, and real protection. Real wisdom, real logic, and real protection. Because if you don't know the difference, you will not be able to tell if fear is talking or this is the real stuff talking here. So I'm going to give you guys 3 voices that speak when you are about to make a decision in trading. I'm using trading as an example right now, but you can apply it to life. 3 voices that will speak to you when you're about to trade and you need to know which one that you are hearing. The first voice is the data voice. The data voice is the system speaking. That means every single time that you are afraid, look at your data. Listen to your data. Oh, what if I lose? Yes, I could, because I've taken 200 trades and I only won 160 and I lost 40. I won 120 and I won 120 and lost 80. So I know I could lose, and so what? And so what? Like, if I lose, and so what? So you need to understand that when fear is talking, data as a trader must speak for you. This is why it is very dangerous as a trader for you not to have a back-tested information on your ground. I'm talking about real data of back-testing. You know, there is something. I was talking to one of my mentees, and he was talking about one of the exercises Mark Douglas gives. So the exercise is focus on taking like these 20, 25 trades or 30 trades, but at least 20 is enough. Just 20 trades. Don't do anything different. Just take the trades only. Just your clear setup. Don't try to make money. Don't try to do anything. Just take the trades. And we're just talking about it. And that is data right there. Guys, you remember we spoke about the 4 types of edge. We spoke about technical edge. We spoke about data edge. We spoke about behavioral edge. And we spoke about the risk edge. These are the 4 types of edge every trader needs if you want to be able to build confidence in this market. And we said, what is edge? Edge is something that is defensible, repeatable, and you can be able to own it at the end of the day. Does that make sense? So you need to write your data down. You need to have that data. If you don't have that data, anything can speak to you as a trader. Just like that in every single thing in life. You need to have the data. If you don't have the data, you are only just assuming. The data voice is very specific. And it is what will show you what is true and what is not. So when the market say, what if you lose? You said, yes, I can. But according to my data, if I focus on taking trades and forget about the outcome, eventually, according to my strategy, I must be in profit. So this is a game of probabilities. I understand already. Anything else? And fear will shut up. Are you with me? Fear will just shut up, because fear is only, remember our 3-feet guy with the toy gun? When you didn't know it was not a toy gun, that 3-feet guy looked like a 6-feet person. Then when you now found out it was a toy gun, you were laughing. Why? Because the fear is gone. Data. Second voice is the wisdom voice. Wisdom is different from data. As I said, wisdom will only evaluate the present, and fear will rehearse the past. And so wisdom has a voice too. And wisdom is a woman, by the way. I don't want to confuse anybody here. When I say wisdom is a woman, it's clear what they're talking about. Anyways, it's fine. Lady Wisdom has a voice. And wisdom is different from data. Data is about the system. Wisdom is about the situation in the broader content. Meaning that you are in the situation whereby the market is moving in a way, but your strategy is telling you every confluence is aligned, and you need to take the trade. And you're like, what if I take this trade and I lose? Then you look at your data, and your data will speak to you and say, no, this is perfectly normal. You don't need to worry about whether you will lose or you will win, because this is a game of probability. Now, in that moment, you need to apply wisdom. The wisdom will be you actually really disciplining yourself and then actually going to look at your data. It will mean you not taking a trade from somewhere that your data will be far from you. Wisdom is you applying the right structures and so on and so forth. Are you guys with me? So the wisdom voice is the honest one about the reason why you are actually looking at your data, about the reason why you're doing whatever you're doing. It refers to the real present. The word there is present. The real present identifiable conditions. Applying proper wisdom to know that, no, I don't have to do this. This is a loss aversion affecting me right now. Let me stay away and look at the data. Wisdom. So wisdom can also speak. Then the third voice that can also speak is the fear itself. So your data will speak for you as a trader. Your wisdom will speak for you as a trader. And the fear also will speak. Now, the voice of fear sounds like both of the others I just mentioned. This is where it is very important that you understand this. Remember, what did I say? I said that distorted fear has a way of disguising itself. So when you go into the market, even though that there is wisdom, even though that there is data, fear will try to sound like both of them. And this is where you need to know the difference. Listen to me carefully now. The fear will borrow the language data and tell you that this setup is not quite right. So let's say, for example, if you are trying to enter a trade, you know it according to your system. It looks like this is right. But fear will now make you start to wonder, is this even true? And the moment that, unfortunately, if you are in another Telegram channel that sends the opposite and you have the respect for that person, the fear will say, didn't I tell you? It is building these things in your head for you to believe it, but you always need to make sure you identify the difference. That yes, the one that is happening in the moment sounds like it's powerful, but my data is more powerful. Are you with me? So the fear, normally you will see that fear normally has a sense of urgency. Please write it down. How do I know fear is talking? Because fear normally has a sense of urgency. Get out now, enter now. No, if something is not making you relax, fear is involved. If something is not making you relax, fear is involved. If something is not making you relax, get out now, stay in now, this and this and now, urgency, urgency. While you are taking your shower, you are running with the soap on your body to go and quickly enter the trade. That is not a strategy. That is you just behaving like somebody who is afraid of missing out. Are you with me? So fear has a voice, and mostly the voice of fear is very urgent. Very urgent. You can do a flashback and think about the times in your life that you were very afraid. Very urgent. Oh my God, if you don't help me now, this won't happen. Oh my God, that is fear talking. Relax. It's not that deep. You are in the shower, your trading view alert just went off. It's okay. If you come and the trade is still there, you take the trade. If it's not, let it go. But Cliff, you don't understand. If I don't make the money now, how can I be able to pay my rent next week? Chief, relax. You can take the trade and still hit stop loss. Relax. Fear has an urgency voice. That is the one way that you will know. Now, I'm going to give you all some types of few diagnostic questions, and I want you to write this down. And then I want you to go solve this, and I will give you one last thing and we are done. How to actually break fear. Let's run through this quickly. Diagnostic question number 1. Can I name a specific or objective reason if you are afraid of something? The question is, can I name a specific, objective reason? The questions I'm giving you, the purpose of this is to know when you are sitting in front of a decision and you cannot tell which voice that is speaking. These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Every single time that you are face to face with any decision, but you cannot tell which voice is speaking, ask yourself these questions and answer them honestly. Number 1, can I name a specific and objective reason? If your reason is not objective, then you will know that this thing right now is coming from an emotional state. Question number 1 is, can I name a specific objective reason? Question number 2, is this about right now or about before? Question number 2, is this about right now or about before? Remember what we're talking about? Logic and wisdom deals with logic, data, wisdom. They deal with now. Fear deals. Fear's job is to let you be afraid of the future, building the statement from the past, the evidence from the past. So you need to know, okay, oh my God, you know what if you're not able to pay the rent next 2 years? Really? It's not your fault though, but really? 2 years? I know you want to prepare, but come on now. Question number 2 is this about right now or about before? Question number 3, would I give this same advice to someone else in my exact position? Let's say, for example, this is a very powerful one, so I want you to write it down. Would you give the same exact advice that you will tell yourself at that moment to someone else if they ask you? So imagine somebody comes to you and tell you, okay, so you have been a trader for how many years? You are like 14 years. Oh, is that why they call you Cheqona? Yes, that is why. And the person now asks you, so Mr. Cliff, when I'm in a trade, sometimes, I don't know when to be able to take the trade. And I said, every time that you are afraid, just enter now, enter now. When you're afraid, enter now. No, there is enter even though you are afraid, and enter now. No, enter even though you are afraid means even though means you have considered the structure and you have looked at the data and know that this fear is bogus. But if I'm telling you, enter now, enter now, enter now, don't worry, just enter now, don't even, no. That is not the right advice I will give anybody, because it is not right. That means I will not give it to somebody else. Or somebody comes and tell me, Cliff, how do I deal with stop losses? As a stop loss, always remove it. Remove it quickly. When it is getting close to it, just remove it immediately, because when you hit it, you will lose money. So since I cannot tell anybody because it's embarrassing, after 14 years being in this industry, I'm telling you, remove your stop loss quickly. It's embarrassing. So why will I give it to myself? There is somebody that said, Mr. Cliff, my mentor says stop loss is a scam. I said, Your mentor says stop loss is a scam. You see, in this industry, there is nothing like somebody is good or bad. Kema sent me a video, and this is something very humorous, and I sent it to one of my team members. She's here as well. So Kema sent me a video of a mentor or somebody who was teaching. When I saw the video of the person who was explaining trading to people here, immediately I was happy for people who are able to come across very good mentors. Anyways, I pray that you will never meet a mentor that would distort your mind, though. If I pray the same prayer for you, even here on the masterclass, that if this masterclass is distorting your mind, that even God will not even bring you here in the first, not like will not even bring you here in the first place. Question number 3 was, would I give the same advice to someone in my exact position? And then question number 4 is there urgency or is there clarity? Is there urgency or is there clarity? Now we are wrapping up. I'm now going to give you guys how to break out of this spirit called fear. It's a spirit. I can give it any other name. It is not a human being. It is not an animal. It is not a chicken. It's a spirit. It is not a tool. It's a spirit. Spirit is like, when I say spirits now, I hope you guys understand what I mean. I'm not talking about warlocks. I'm talking about something you may not see it, but you can't deny their existence. Just like the internet. Right now, when I speak, you can hear me. It's not because my voice is loud enough. It's because there is something called internet. Fear has that same power. You may not see it, but it has crippled men. Step number 1. You want to break fear? Step number 1. Expose it. Are you guys tired? Should we continue later? Do we do part 2 or you guys can push for one more lap? We are almost done. Don't worry, you're going to watch the ball. You're going to watch the soccer. It's not like all of you here wants to even support Ghana anyways. I don't know why. Especially the Nigerians, they are so bitter. Why? I don't know. Anyways, step number 1, how to break fear. Expose it. Expose it. That is the first step. You want to break fear out of your life, you need to expose it. The reason being is because fear survives in the unnamed. That means the whole job of fear and the main strategy of fear. Let me ask this right now. I've already said this, but I want to make sure you guys are learning. What is the strategy of fear? Can we bring it up on the screen for me, please, Solomon? If somebody brings it. We spoke about the strategy of fear. We said fear has a strategy. What is that strategy? It has a not the whole sentence, just one word. What is it? Someone said don't stop. Anyways, fear, not necessarily fear itself. It has a strategy. One word. No, not that. Give me another one. One word, because I need to know that you guys understand what we are learning. One word. All those at the back studio as well. If you are these guys, thank you so much. So because fear strategy is about disguise, the first step is exposure. Because that is where it thrives. So for example, just like how a fish, the source of a fish is to basically stay in water, the way the house and the domain of fear is called unnamed, the streets. So let's say if you are going to the house of fear, they will tell you, oh, fear lives here. The street's name is unnamed streets. Are you with me? So because it lives in the unnamed, it makes it vague, unexamined. It's like, it's fine. You know, when you ask right now that I ask, what are you afraid of? Many people, your answer will be, I don't know. That is fear right there. That's it. So what you need to do right now is to sit down. You see, all these things I'm teaching, I hope you're putting into practice. So don't come and tell me, Cliff, I've watched all your master classes and I've not changed. It's a lie. You have only heard the master class. You have not watched and you have not learned it. You have only heard me speaking. So if you are truly learning this, you will do these things. Number one, expose it. I will show you. I'm not giving you a psychological theory. When you name something specifically, write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Whatever that you are afraid of, write the reason. Cliff, what if I don't become? Why? So what are you afraid of? Why do you think you will not become? Because, in my family, nobody has ever become. Okay. So the reason why you are afraid you will never become is because in your family, nobody has ever become. Expose it. That is your fear. That is your fear. What if I lose this money and give it back? Why? What are you afraid of? Because in my experience, I give money back. Every time I make it, write it down. But you have to expose it. We have a famous quote here. Let me know if there is proper TP family. That when you have random thought in your mind and you want to kill it, what do you do and why? Please write it. I want to know that there are core TP family members here. Because this is a master class. This is not a place where we are trying to add hook and retention. Here, it can be very boring but transformational if you are willing to learn. So I want to know if we have core TP family members here. Very famous sentence. Why do you need to let it out? Why? Please write it in the comments. And so the one bring it up on the screen, let me know if there is somebody here who will catch this. Write it down. Famous sentence, because that is what I'm about to say, but I want you to say it so that I will know that you are not just here watching this over and over again, but the conviction has been imprinted in your mind. Why is it that we need to expose it? Because fear is in your thoughts. So we need to expose it. But why is it that we need to expose it? Why? Write it down in the comment section, please. So Solomon, look into it and bring it up on the screen for me. If the answer is there, bring it. Random stuff, just bring it. Let me be the one to say this is not it. This is it. Bring it up on the screen. You don't kill a thought by thinking. We kill it. Okay, this person has really added some. I never said kill. You don't kill a thought. You beat it. Yes. Core TP family members. You don't beat a thought by thinking. You beat a thought by talking. So when your mind is like, oh, what if you lose? That is a thought. What if you lose? And you are like, I will not lose. You are still thinking out. You will not win. No, that is not how you win fear thoughts. No. What if you lose? You have to speak it. And so what? My edge is telling me I have 20 reigns in a row. I can lose 8. I can win 12. And so what? Don't think the and so what? Don't think the edge. Speak it. Because the realm or in the domain of thoughts is in your mind. And if you think thought will beat you all the time. So that's why you need to expose it. Thank you, TV family members. You guys are learning. God bless you. Step number 1, expose it. Step number 2, after you have exposed it being the fear, you need to examine the evidence. Examine the evidence. We're almost there. We're almost there. Many of you are already praying for me. Pray for me. I need your prayers. Okay? Pray. Strength. Anyways, examine the evidence. Why are we examining the evidence? I'm going to be asking more questions now because I need to know that you are understanding where we are now. Why are we examining the evidence? Bring it up on the screen for me, please. Why are we examining the evidence? Number 1, we have exposed it. So when you go there now, this weekend, after you finish watching the Ghana match, I will prefer if you do it first. Anyway, anything can happen. It's fine. You'll be fine. Even we have qualified anyway, so any Ghanaian will still survive. But we'll win. But after you have exposed it and you sit down, why are you examining it? You need to know why. The reason why you are exposing it is because this is where the disguise happens. Fear does not want you to know it is the one that did what you are doing now. So it is hiding in the name of the street called unnamed, disguised, vague. So your job is to expose it, like how you bring out snake from a place of where it is hiding. So number 2, you have to examine the evidence. This is very important. You need to know why. Can they bring it up on the screen for me, please? Why? Why do you need to examine this? Because you not understanding why you are doing this will be a very big problem. You need to know why. To know whether it is really fear. Thank you so much. I love this comment. You guys are learning. My God. To know whether if it is really fear speaking. Because as much as we want to break fear, we also want to know that it is not the fear of being afraid is what we are even afraid operating from in the first place. So we want to expose it, but even though we have exposed the thought, we need to know, is this fear really speaking, or is wisdom or data or logic? So you need to examine the evidence. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? I like this. You are learning. That means my pain today, standing here today, is not gone waste. It is fine. When I finish, I'll go and lie down quietly. But as far as my joy is concerned, I'm very happy. You are getting the concept now. Now you have a homework. So when you go, you sit down with your journal. You write it down. Some of you, I know some of you will not do it. It's perfectly fine. You will do it later when the time comes. But for now, those who are seriously going to do it, sit down with the book and expose it. Speak it out loud. So this is why sometimes I do what I do. I am afraid. I'm really afraid of this and this and that. I'm even afraid of going into public to speak to people. I'm afraid. You say it. There is no shame about it. Then you examine the evidence. What has really happened? What really happened? So then you start asking yourself the questions I already gave you. Do you see that now? So write at least 3 questions next to the fear you named. At least 3 questions. So if you are afraid of losing money, you ask the first question. Why? If you lose, what will happen? Sometimes when people come to me for consultation, I can know that if it's not that they respected me, some of them sometimes will wish they could just head me through the camera. Somebody has come telling me, Mr. Cliff, I'm just having over trading problem. You're like, why? Why do you really are you over trading? Like, and sometimes they will pause and, they respect the atmosphere. Like, Mr. Cliff, is because of this and this and that. And I will ask them another question. And they'll be like, And they will ask another question. So now you can tell that after they now get to the place of real conviction, they now start being happy. Be like, oh, okay, I understand. But in the first few seconds, it is war. Thank God, though, that, what we are doing is attracting respect. If not, it is not possible to do this, because what we are doing, it takes a lot of people to respect you, to answer you in the first place. It's like sometimes asking people, write it down. Somebody somewhere, your mindset is, why do we have to write it down? I mean, you teach. No, Chief, you write it down first, because you writing it down is for you. I'm helping you. But many people will not understand in the beginning. When we started this in the beginning, other people's mindset was like that. Why do we need to write down? Why do we need to drop number ones? I am bringing you back into the place of paying attention. But you will not understand, because there is a science to give knowledge. So you see, in the beginning, sometimes there are many things you will not understand. So you are examining this to be able to get the evidence. Very, very important that you understand this. So at least when you now write down the fear, you now write down beside it 3 questions. Why am I really afraid? If this thing happens, what will happen? How did I know I can't pay my rent next year? How did you know? Because last year you couldn't pay. But last year is not this year. It's true, but what if it's this year? But it is not. So you talk back to that thought. Eventually you will win. That is the way God designed it. You see, there is a Bible verse that is very powerful. I want to tell you, even though not all of you are Christians, and I respect that culture, but listen to me carefully now. So if you have not read the Bible before, there is something called Genesis chapter 1. The Bible says in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. Now the verse 2 says something very interesting. The verse 2 said, and the earth was formless and void. One day, a few weeks ago, when the Holy Spirit opened my mind, I was like, wow, God is very honest because he is God. He can tell us anything he wanted to tell us and we'll be fine. If it was me that the Bible was about me and my power, I would say in the beginning, Cheqona created the heavens and the earth. My God, you should see what Cliff did. That would be the verse 2. Cliff created the rivers, the sea, the fishes. So by the time that we will get to verse 5, I've already finished all the 4 chapters of Genesis, writing everything just to show you how powerful I am. But God did not do that. Even though he is God, he said in the beginning, he created heaven and earth. And then verse 2 said the earth was formless and void. No shame about it. That means if God says your life, you are the head and not the tail. Don't be surprised if what you see next in your own destiny is the tail of the lizard. You are not losing, but that is your reality yet that moment, and you can cast it out. The Bible says in verse 3 in Genesis, and God said, let there be light. That was when declaration became powerful. So you are here listening to me. Oh, Mr. Cliff, my life is sad. No wonder it is so, because what the Bible has said and what is true, woven by science, will tell you. Scientific people will tell you that words are powerful, that the way you speak and the things you say decorate your reality. So even though you don't have the money, don't say it. It is not a motivation. It is the reality of how things is being done. So the Bible says something very interesting. It says the thought I have for you is of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. I'm going somewhere with this. Thought is what is in the Bible. Thought. So he says, so the thought God has for me, not the words, not the declaration God has for me, the thought. That means it is in your responsibility to declare what God is thinking about you. That means even in the blueprint of God, you don't beat a destiny by thinking, you beat a destiny by talking. If this was a congregation, you guys should have been clapping by now. Anyways, number 1, expose it. Number 2, examine the evidence. Because you need to be able to know what is really going on. Then number 3, you need to reject the agreement. After you have examined it and you have caught fear by the heart, by the rib, you now need to reject the agreement. You need to reject it. This one, you don't argue, you reject it. Reject the agreement. I will show you how to do that. Oh, Cliff, so do I have to always be intentional like this? Yes, because it took intentionality to be poor and broke. You need to be intentional if you want to escape it. You need to reject this. If fear says that this will not work, you say it will. You reject it. You just say you don't know the outcome. Or what if you go into the market and you lose again? Yeah, and so what? What if you take the trade and it's not the right setup? And so what? I will learn from it. Reject it. You don't reject it by just picking random things. Reject it by the fact. If you hit a stop loss, all you have to do basically is to just reject it and say you will learn from it. Okay, I hit a stop loss. I will learn from it. It's as simple as that. That is the way you learn from anything, by making mistakes. So what is the problem? Reject it. The moment you allow it for the agreement to keep on happening. Remember, thought, a belief system is just a thought that has been accepted over and over and over again, and it has become your belief system. It was a random thought coming together. So reject it. And then step number 4, you have to move. This is the last one. Move. Move, move, move. Step number 4, you have to move. You have to move. This is the most important step of them all if you want to break fear. Number 1, expose it, but don't stop there. Number 2, examine the evidence, but but don't stop there. Number 3, reject the agreement, but don't stop there. Number 4, you gotta move. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to move. This is the most important step. You have to move. It is the one also that people will skip because they are waiting for the fear to leave before they act. This is the deception. You thinking that the way you can only act is when the fear goes, but the fear only goes when you move. So let's say right now you are like, what if I lose this trade? You thinking that what if I lose, after you have checked all the criteria and you know it lines up with your system and structure, take the trade. After you have analyzed every single thing and you know that you are wrong in this particular setup at this moment and the stop loss must be able to hit, cut that trade. Simple as ABCD. You gotta move. You gotta move. What if I start this business and I fail? You have analyzed and exposed it. All my family members, they start businesses, they fail. Examine the evidence. Minus me. It's not my story. Reject the agreement. Start the business. Move. Move. Because you are waiting for the fear to go before you move. But it is the other way around. Move, then the fear goes. Are you with me? It's very important that you understand this. That fear does not leave before you act. Fear leaves because you act. Please write it down. Fear does not leave before you act. Fear leaves because you act. The action is the demolition. When you take action, you have demolished that stronghold. That means, but Cliff, I am afraid. Move. Oh, I'm not afraid anymore. Move. That is it. Oh, what if I take this trade and I lose? Have you examined the setup? Is it good? Yes, take it. Oh, but what if? Take it. Oh, it's going there. Move. Oh, Cliff, I don't know if I can be able to learn how to be able to do digital business. Have you examined the things? Have you learned how to use AI and infrastructures and every single thing? Then move. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, what are you afraid of? This is my question for today. Before we start the Profitable Trader series, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid? What if I'm talking to the next Dangotes on this call, but you are afraid? What if I'm talking to the next generation of Oprah Winfrey's in Africa and in the United States and in the UK and in Germany, wherever, but you are afraid? What are you afraid of? Because one thing that we all have in common, including the Elon Musk, including the Warren Buffett, including the Jeff Bezos, and including the poor person too, who does not want to do anything in life, we all have one thing in common. Yeah. But there will come a time in every man's life that you have to ask yourself the question, what are you afraid of? And when you are able to expose it, examine the evidence, and reject the agreement, then you tell yourself one thing: if I perish, I perish. If I perish, I perish. Guys, it's going to take more than just a good heart to make $1,000 from the market. It's going to take more than a good heart to make 1 million from the market. It takes more than a good heart to make $13,000 a day. The day I made the first time in my life, in my trading career, I was in Ukraine. Then it was my first time ever. I made 13,000 euros. Tears came out of my eyes. I was there in the car with our man of God, a pastor there in those days. He was there and I showed him. I said, Pastor, oh my God, look at the money I'm making. I was in Ukraine then, 13,000 euros in the same day, same night. He looked at me and said, brother Cliff, you are blessed. I said, see, I'm blessed. Anyways, but it took courage. If I tell you the drawdown I went in that trade and how I came out, only God knows the fear. You know, there are some times, especially with gold, back in the days when we're trading gold, you can enter a gold trade and your heart will beat like you are running. Because you know it in your heart. You are afraid. That kind of fear is the fear of if I perish, I perish. But you are doing it while he goes. But you need to understand that type of fear, you must be ready. But you can only be ready when you know that you have exposed it, you have examined the evidence, and you know that you have the skill. And you can handle the risk, and you reject the agreement of our report, and then you move. Ladies and gentlemen, my question is this. If you are here under the sound of my voice, what are you afraid of? Ghana supporters, what are you afraid of? You don't have to answer that. But you need to be able to understand this point of right now. Let's come back to the reality and let's wrap up now. To me, fear is a spirit. That means you can't see it, but you can't deny the existence. It is there. The complete breakthrough out of fear requires you to address it at every level, psychological and spiritual as well. You need to understand this concept. Reject fear. Reject fear. When you're going into the market, forget about the losses you had last week. Go into the market with confidence. You are still the trader you are becoming. Even though you made money and broke even and gave back to the market, go into the market next week and learn like you are becoming. Even though you blew an account last week, and if you still want to be a trader, move on, learn because you are becoming. Don't be afraid. Yes, you have blown an account before, but you will not blow it again because you are learning from your experience. And make sure you are learning from your experience. The goal of today's message is simple. My question was very simple. What are you afraid of? Because what you are afraid of, ladies and gentlemen, whatever that you are afraid of has not happened yet. And whatever you believe will happen with you has not happened yet. Focus on the right thing in your imagination portal, because fear is very dangerous. Remember, it hides through wisdom, through protection, and logic. So meditate upon this message for tonight. And before we start our Profitable Trader series, you have shaken away, broken every kind of unnecessary fear in your spirit, and you are ready to become the person you are becoming. Remember, this is our year of new status, and you can only be able to enjoy the status you are entering if there are no fears. Remember what we talk about? There are a few types of fears. The number one is the functional fear, and the one is the distorted fear. The one that is going to stop you from going forward is the distorted fear, and it's the one that you don't want. So go and answer this question. What are you afraid of? Sit down, expose it, examine it, reject it, and move. Expose it, examine it, reject it, and move. Now, Solomon, give me a sound. In the next couple of few seconds, I want you to declare to yourself that I go forward. I go forward. I go forward. I know that my uncle couldn't mount up to anything, but my uncle is not me. I go forward. I know that other people in my area have started trading and then they couldn't make profit as it was intended, but I go forward. Tell yourself that you go forward. You go forward. You go forward. Other people have started businesses and they failed, including even you yourself personally. You started one and you failed. But after this session, ask yourself one question. What are you afraid of? Examine it, expose it. After you have examined, expose it, examine it, and reject it and move. Don't forget this order. Expose it, examine it, reject it, move. I go forward. I go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. There were many announcements I was supposed to give today. I will push it all to next week. And also be ready because we'll be having a guest soon on TP Masterclass, whom I believe will bless you guys dearly. I truly believe he will bless you guys. And I really hope that you will learn a lot. But until that happens, please, this is a very important topic. It is very timely. Many of you are saying, thank God, because this has been my number one problem. As a trader, as a businessman, and every single thing, fear. And I've told you, what you are afraid of that will happen has not happened yet. And what you believe will happen to you also have not happened yet. Both of them uses the same portal called imagination. Focus on this and not this. And be aware of the way fear operates. Through wisdom as disguise, protection as disguise, logic as disguise. But you will never be able to know if it is so or not. So you have to expose it, examine it, reject it, then you move. Thank you so much for joining today's masterclass. God bless you all. Please don't forget to like this stream, share it with somebody who you know is afraid perpetually, and say, be blessed by this information. I will see you guys, God willing, next week, and we'll take it out from there. God bless.